Hi everyone, it's Marla. Welcome back to Eclipse Astrology and Tarot. I'm here with the weekly reading for the week of February 13th, 2016. Happy Valentine's Day. In honor of Valentine's Day, we're going to be talking about relationships this week, and I'm using the deck The Lover's Path by Chris Walder. So the overall energy this week is Six of Arrows. And I'm getting quite a few things on this card. And I thought I would just go over the myth of Cupid and Psyche to kind of show where I'm going with this card. And that's who's on here, by the way. That's Psyche, and Cupid is sleeping. His Greek name is Eros. They're the same god. So, and it's a good myth for Valentine's Day anyways. So Psyche was the most beautiful mortal, and everyone was paying more attention to her than Venus, and Venus was quite upset about this. So she sent her son, Cupid, to make Psyche fall in love with a monster. So Cupid went to do his mother's bidding, and he actually fell in love with Psyche, and he couldn't go through with it, but he didn't tell his mother that. Meanwhile, Psyche, even though she's very beautiful, no one seems to want to marry her. So her father takes her to Delphi, to the temple of Apollo, to talk to the oracle, and he's told that he should prepare Psyche for her wedding and take her up on top of this hill and leave her there, and that she's going to marry some monster or serpent or something. So they do this even though, they're very scared, and they leave Psyche up there, and, she's crying and she's upset, and she feels herself getting carried away by this wind, but she can't see who it is, and she's taken to this beautiful palace. Again, there's no one there, but she's given food and she's taken care of, and she gets married. Her husband comes at night. She never gets to see him. He's gone all day. He only comes at night. But she's happy and she's in love with him, regardless of whether she can see him or not, because he's very kind to her and very loving. But she gets lonely, and so she asks Cupid if her sisters can come and visit. And at first she says no, but he relents. So her sisters come, and they see everything that Psyche has, and they're jealous, and they start asking about her husband. And she can't really provide too much information. She doesn't really know anything about him. So in their jealousy, they start telling her that she's probably married to a monster, and that she should sneak a peek of him at night when he's sleeping. So they put this bug in her ear, and she starts thinking about it and getting worried about it. And one night she does it. And she's holding the lamp over Cupid as he's sleeping, and when she sees that it's the most beautiful god, she's shocked, and she accidentally spills a drop of oil on him. He wakes up to find that she's sneaking this peek at him when she shouldn't be, and he gets very angry and he leaves without a word. Psyche feels terrible. She goes to Venus to ask for help. And Venus still doesn't like Psyche, so she says she'll help her if she completes these 3 tasks. And these tasks are near impossible. For example, one of them is to take this mountain of seeds and to sort them out. But Psyche gets help from, with the seed, she gets help from ants. And she's able to complete all 3 missions, much to Venus's dismay. She's reunited with Cupid, and the gods are so pleased with her perseverance that they make her immortal as well. And so in the end, everyone's happy. Even Venus is happy because once Psyche is a goddess. She's not on Earth anymore, troubling everybody. So Venus is back to being number one. So there's lots of information in that myth. Going back to this card, what I'm feeling about it is there's some kind of deception in a relationship that you're having. Something is not clear to you. Something is not known by you. Could be something is being omitted to you. And it doesn't have to be that someone's out there lying and cheating on you, although maybe that is something that's happening in your individual situation. But it could also be that someone is not telling you the whole truth. They're not telling you all their feelings. For example, they could be in love with you and they might not be sharing that information. Or they're not letting you see all of them. You know, like Cupid was keeping his physical appearance hidden from Psyche and keeping it hidden that he was a god. So it could be something like that. Maybe someone is worried that you would be using them, or maybe they're just not ready to disclose that information. Or maybe it's you that's being somewhat deceptive or deceiving by omission, by not saying everything, by not saying all your feelings and being open and honest. There's more to the story than meets the eye. That's what I'm getting. Don't just go by surface details. And in the myth of Cupid and Psyche, I mean, there is a lot of deception going on, not only amongst the two of them, but with Cupid's deceiving Venus, and Venus is deceiving Cupid because when Psyche comes for help, she doesn't tell him. Instead, she sets her up on these challenges. The Oracle is being deceptive by saying that she has to marry some serpent monster. The sisters are being deceptive because they don't have Psyche's best interest at heart. So there's all kinds of deception going on here. And I want to talk a minute about the sisters and the story and how the sisters are jealous, and so they are filling Psyche's head with misinformation. Because what I'm getting is that you need to watch out who you're taking information from. Make sure you know who they are, that they have your best interest at heart. Make sure they even know what they're talking about. Because there's people out there that don't have your best interest at heart and aren't who they say they are. And I know, especially for light workers, we have very big hearts and we trust everybody. Just make sure that no one's taking advantage of you, is what I'm getting. This could also be a card about moving on. If you look closely, Psyche looks like she's kind of packing up some things and ready to sneak out. So maybe you're ready to move on with something. It could also be that your timing is off. Timing is a big issue in relationships because you have two people and they each have their own things going on with their life, so maybe the timing just isn't right. And you have to be a little bit patient. Might not mean that they don't want to be with you, but it just might not be the right time. Also, opportunities. There could be opportunities available to you that you're procrastinating about or that you're not seeing. Or it could be that you're kind of being told to wait and you're pushing. So make sure, again, that you're in the flow. And going back to what I was saying about make sure you know who you're taking advice from. They just want me to remind you that, I've been talking about this the past few weeks, that it's time for you to stand in your own power and make sure that you have the final say in what's right for you. Don't let other people who don't know your situation come in and tell you what the right thing for you to do is. And that's up to you to empower yourself. And I'm just feeling like I should remind you, I know some of you out there were going to resonate with this, is that Psyche had to overcome a lot of challenges to win over Cupid. So just acknowledge that relationships can be challenging and they can be a struggle. Self-defeating behavior. Watch out for any self-defeating behavior that you're doing too. That can be the 7 of Arrows. And maybe not being your true self or hiding bits of yourself. Maybe that is your self-defeating behavior. Maybe that's what stops a lot of relationships, as you kind of don't let them advance. All right, let's go on to the hidden influences. Oh, one more thing. I'll just mention that the asteroid Psyche is aspecting both the asteroid Cupid and the asteroid Eros this week for Valentine's Day. They were actually in a little finger of God pattern at the new moon, but Cupid and Eros have separated, so they're no longer sextiling, but they are both in conjunct Psyche. So that would indicate that there's some kind of adjustment that needs to be made with an in conjunction. So what kind of adjustment do you need to do based on what I just talked about, however that card is playing out for you this week? The second card is the hidden influence, and it is 4 of Arrows. And this one also has Cupid and Psyche on it. This card is about you taking the time to rest this week. And this isn't the first week I've talked about this card either, or that you need to take time to rest. Definitely a time to go inward this week. Make sure you sleep and take care of yourself, number one. But also look inward, spend time in meditation, spend time in prayer, spend time getting in touch with spirit. It might be a good time for you to take a vacation or just do something different. You know, maybe play hooky for a day and go do something fun. Spend time alone and really take the time to do things that rejuvenate you. This is very important information, or advice, I should say, because I'm really feeling that next month we're going to have a big acceleration and you need to be rested because you won't have time to rest then. So rejuvenate yourself now so that you're in a position to handle whatever comes your way. And don't forget, we're in eclipse season. The eclipses will be happening. The first one is on March 9th. So less than a month away for the first eclipse. And I think that's going to be one of the triggers for this acceleration. So rest up. The advice from Spirit card. 6 of Cups. This is the Memories of Love card. So this week, we're going to be connecting with soulmates. Could be a lover from the past, or could be friends from the past, soul family, people from past lives. And these could also be people that you had a connection with earlier in this life as well, coming back. It's people coming back around. Some type of reunion is what this card is about. And this card has Tristan and Isolde on it. This could also be karmic people. You know, not all soulmates are meant to walk our full path with us. Some of them are karmic soulmates, and they're here to trigger us to do something or to complete some kind of karma with them. And it's interesting, asteroid karma this week is square Mercury, opposing DNA, and trining asteroid Excalibur, which is our mission. So it's a strong week for karma, I feel. And karma square Mercury would be memories of people from the past. And karma to me also means situations and people that are destined to happen in this life, like something fated. The karma DNA, I feel, has to do with you clearing karma from your soul, your spiritual DNA. And with the mission aspect, could be you meet some people that bring you closer to your mission, or you meet people that trigger you to release something that's blocking your path towards mission. I feel could be a big week for karmic partners. So you need to stay centered and balanced with that. And stay positive this week. Okay, Spirit is saying for you to, when you're thinking about people, focus on the positive memories and not the bad memories. The bad memories are going to lower your vibration and bring you down, and you really want to keep your vibration up. So staying positive and trying to remember the good times that you had with those people or the good things that they may have generated in your life, even if it was only a lesson to be learned. Thank them for that lesson. That's how we clear karma, is we send love and forgiveness. That doesn't mean that we have to keep these people in our life or that we have to take abuse from them. You don't have to interact with them at all to send them love and forgiveness. That's something that you can do inside of yourself. But just kind of release that and let it go. And if you want to bring love into your life, you have to focus on positive. Valentine's Day is a big time for people to think about their past partners, especially if they're single, and kind of pick their past partners apart and reasons why they were a jerk and they're glad they're not with them anymore. But that doesn't bring a new person that is fulfilling to you. That brings more karmic people that are trying to trigger you into your life. So keep the thoughts positive. And the last card is an Ascended Masters card. And it's Pallas Athena. And her message is detach from drama. Pallas Athena is the goddess of wisdom and war. And she wins wars not through violence, but through strategy. And she helps us see patterns in our life. So her message is detach from drama. This, I think, goes rather well with the karmic partners coming into your life, okay? If someone is triggering you, let's just say it that way. If someone's triggering you, you don't have to interact with them. You can detach from them. Like I said, you don't need to have them in your life in order to send them love and forgiveness and just move on. When we want to fight back, when we want to argue, that's coming from a place of ego. We're better off just letting it go. When we get into an argument with someone, that really lowers our vibration. And in that sense, they win if they get you to lower your vibration. Again, focus on the positive. Don't focus on what other people are doing. And don't gossip. Try not to judge people, if they're doing something you don't like. If someone's trying to give you advice, again, watch who you're taking advice from. Ask yourself if they have your best interest at heart. And if they don't, then disassociate yourself. All right, I think that's all I have to say this week. I want to thank everyone who likes, subscribes, and shares my video. And last week, I was actually feeling a bit whether or not I wanted to even continue doing these videos, if it was the right thing to do, or if it was not in my best interest to do it. And actually, a lot of people, without even knowing that I was feeling that, came forward and thanked me for doing my videos and said that they really helped them. So thank you very much to those people for their support. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can visit my website at eclipseastro.com. I am booked for February because I'm taking my own advice and I'm trying to take some time off and get some rest. But if you would like to book something for March, we can certainly do that. All right, I love you all very much. Have a great week.